Hello guys, welcome once again. In this video I will show you how to use checkboxes, radio button and group boxes with your Visual Basic Windows Form application. So let's get started. First of all, I will go to my toolbox and I will drag and drop a group box. And I will take two group boxes here to demonstrate checkboxes and radio buttons. So what I will do is I will, in the first group box, I will drag and drop two checkboxes, and in the second group box 2, which is group box 2, I will drag and drop two radio buttons. Okay, so a group is a container in which you can group your tools. So for example, when I run the program and when I check these checkboxes, you can notice that I can check both of them at the same time. And when I check radio button and when I check one radio button and when I'm going to check the other radio button, you see that when the radio button is in a group, we can only check one radio button at a time, right? So this is the basic difference in checkbox and radio buttons. Checkboxes, you can generally check multiple checkboxes in a group, and you can check only one radio button at a time in a group box. And by the name itself also suggests that checkboxes we use for multiple checking, right? And radio button are generally used for one in multiple options. So that's said and done. Now let's see how we can use them. So first of all, this first group box, for example, I want to show the age. So I will change the title of this group box and I will say checkbox 1 under 15, checkbox 2 text is under 25, and let me take one more checkbox. So the third checkbox will, when I check it, it shows the age on or over 25. I will say over 25. Okay, so I have these three checkboxes, right? And for example, I will add a button also which says show age. So when I press this button, whatever checkbox is checked, it will show the age. So I'll say show age button, and now I will select this button and double click it, and in here I will give three conditions. The three conditions are like this. So checkbox 2, and let's see the name of these checkboxes. So checkbox 1, second checkbox is checkbox 2, and third checkbox is checkbox 3. Okay, so now we have three conditions here. If we write if checkbox 1 is checked, then I will show the message that age is under 15. If my checkbox 2 is checked, then I will say the age is under 25, and the third checkbox is checked if, then I will say age is over 25. So when I run the program and I check one of these buttons, you see the message age is under 15 and age is under 25 and age is over 25. Okay, now if you notice that when I check these multiple buttons, it will only show this first of the age and not other ages. So to make this more flexible, what we can do is we can write this kind of code. We will just use if and else condition like this. So just let me complete the code and then I will show you. So now we have the condition like this: if first checkbox is checked, then this message will be shown and this condition is finished here. If second text box is checked, then this condition will be true and this message will be shown, and accordingly the third message. And now when we run the program and when we check all these three options, we see age is under 15, age is under 25, and age is over 25. So in this way you can use checkboxes, and in the same way you can also use radio buttons by using this button. But one other way is just select your radio button. This is also true for checkboxes, and double click it, and you can say that when radio button is checked or when it's changed, then you can change something. So for example, button 1 dot enabled is equal to or radio button 1 dot checked. Okay, so when you give this condition then and run your program, and when you click this button, and when you see this, it's disabled because my radio button is unchecked, and when I check this button it's enabled, right? Disabled and enabled. Or you can declare a global variable like this: dim or your name where as whatever integer or message you want to show, integer. And this variable you can use it here when radio button 1 is changed or checked, and then you can say variable is equal to 15, right? So you can use it like this also. And there are other properties also. For example, you select a radio button, you can choose whether it should be checked true or false. For example, I mark it true. You see here it's checked. And there are other properties which you can play with and see what happens when you change these properties. Okay, so I hope you have understand the basic use of these checkboxes and radio buttons, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.